Hello and welcome to LocoFi. So today we will be installing LocoFi module DDLLHA in yet another Bachmann. It's a GP40. So to access the inside of the locomotive, we need to take the shell off. And as you can see here, the coupler is attached to the shell on both the sides. And the way we need to get the shell off is by unscrewing a couple of screws which are below this fuel tank. So let's get the tank off. So we may just have to wiggle it slightly, and just be careful not to break anything. Here we go. So keep that aside. I'm just gonna unscrew these two. These are probably the motor mounts. We do not want to touch these. Let's just unscrew these. Right, let's get these screws set aside, and open the shell. It should just come off by slight wiggling. Right, there we go. Okay, let's keep the shell off on the side, and let's look at the insides here. So we have these power pickups. Strange that the left side is the red wire. Anyways, it doesn't matter for LocoFi, whichever way you can feed the power. Let's get the module out. So as you may recall, LocoFi module comes with all the accessories. It's pre-wired with a premium speaker, and we supply the extra wires, the LEDs, micro SD. So all you need is a soldering iron, and that's about it. So let's since looking at the frame, there is actually really plenty of space. Not only that, there is also it's also flat, so we can just simply place the module on top of the frame without having to like design a mount or anything like that. So what a perfect fit along with the speaker. So it's just gonna do it in reverse. We will use install it this way. So let's get started. So to continue with the next step, we'll take this board off. It is screwed over here, and I believe there should be another screw below this tape. There it is. It's better to remove this because it's anyways gonna save us some space here. So here we go. One, and let's see the lights. Alright, so the power wires are coming here. So apparently these are not LEDs, so we'll have to change these. So there's some black kind of putty which is holding the bulb. So let's get the bulb out. So this should be a simple install. Let's just solder up the connections. Before that, I'm just first gonna unsolder these connections over here, and then I'm just gonna explain briefly. Again, we have install guides, resources, plenty other install videos which show the same wiring connections for the motor and the power wires and the lights and so on. We just we'll still go over these once more. Let's get started. Just gonna put a little bit of flux here. That way it's easier. Guess we will need some helping hands here. Hold the board in place. I think that should be it. Yeah. The board along with the bulbs is out. You can even tape these power wires. Keep them in check and not okay. We have plenty length of the motor wires, so we're gonna cut them off to around this much, the orange and the gray. So I stripped these wires. So again, these three are the light wires, the white, the yellow and the blue. Yeah, so the white and the blue will go to the front LED, the front headlight. So the white goes to the positive of the LED and the blue goes to the negative. And blue is the common, so for the rear light, the yellow will be the positive, going to the positive of the LED, and the blue will be the common. And the orange and the gray are the motor wires, and they kind of match to the motor wires here, except this is a little brown. So yeah, other than that, these two wires go to the motor, the respective wires. Then the final two wires that remain are the power wires, which is the red and the black, which I'm just gonna wire. Since red is on that side, it's probably gonna be easier to wire it to the black here from the front truck and wire it to the black from the rear truck. Now these two wires are kind of far apart, so what I'm gonna do is grab like some spare wire from here and join these two black wires and then join these two red wires and then solder this particular wire to that connection. So let's do it. Have the Captain tape here. It's a very nice tape, does not leave any sticky residue, very thin, easy to work with and so on. So I'm just gonna grab some heat shrink tube. Let's put these on first before soldering the connections. Right. Okay, let's just solder these up first. Apply a little flux. Shouldn't be too much or too little, just to remove the oxides. It's the whole idea. Set the soldering iron temperature to like 750 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm just grabbing a blob of solder on the chisel tip here. Seems to work well. Just support this wire a little bit. It's just heat shrink wrap before I forget. It should be easy. I'm just stripping the wires here, the black and the red, just like we did for the orange wires, orange and the gray. Here we have it. And so what I'm gonna do is kind of sorry, I'm gonna solder the red to the black. So just trying to remember just to keep it on the same side, otherwise it really doesn't matter. So let's Okay, so now we are left with only the lights, and for that we have these 3 wires. Yeah, let's try to tape down some of these things. So before we finalize any further connection, let's just hook up these remaining wires. So since the white and the blue would go to the front LED, they have to be like really short, and then we have to run a piece of blue wire along with the yellow wire to the back. We can straight solder it to the LED, and same thing for the white. Right, let's do the other wire. Yes, this looks good. Right now, what we gotta do is put some heat shrink on this. Maybe a little bit wider one so that the light doesn't bleed. Should do it. Trying to do it slowly so that the tube doesn't slip off, and I don't want it to shrink in the wrong place. Right, looks like got that under control now. Let's turn the locomotive around once more and see how it all looks. Let's just press this into the blue, but the black tack here. Let's put some Captain tape here. let's grab this black tape again, or don't really have to. We can put like rather fresh tape here. Oh well. Okay. Okay, so on to the final connection to the LED now. Okay, so we have this. So the positive is the longer, and that would connect with the yellow wire. I'll put some black heat shrink. Okie doke. There we have it. Right, I guess some last few pieces of tape, and the install will be complete. So there we have it. Let's try to see and I test it on the bench, on the treadmill, and also try to see if the shell would close nicely, because that's very important. So let's first give this a try. Okay, this is looking good. Okay, let's just try it out. Everything looks good now, and the install is complete. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it.